welcome to my channel, y'all. This is Karen Oliver, the official coach Karen. Happy Saturday, y'all. And let's talk about relationships today. I want to share something. I was watching a movie early this morning, and how many of y'all watch Tubi movies? There are a lot of good movies and great movies with a lot of great actors and a lot of upcoming actors on the Tubi app channel. So I was watching a movie called Hope this morning. You know how I fell asleep on one movie. You know how when you fall asleep or on a movie or one movie ends, it automatically recommends the next movie. So that's what happened. I was watching a movie before then, and I woke up to this movie. And somehow I left the TV on. But anyway, I was watching a movie called Hope. And let's talk about relationships, y'all, because I know that we really haven't talked about relationships since coming to the beginning of this year. Because there was a season where there was several months where, the Holy Spirit just had me talking about relationships and about, single women and single men and the do's and the don'ts, because God will have me in that vein sometimes. And so, welcome to the movie called Hope. And so, how many know that sometimes we end up in relationships or we end up in marriages that we are not supposed that we wasn't supposed to be in the first place, but we have a family, and it's like two people try to make it work, and then you realize, and then God puts the light bulb on brighter and makes you realize, like, this person is not your match, and you're not that person's match. So anyway, in this movie called Hope, I'm not going to get into full details. You got to go check out the movie and watch the movie. It's called Hope. It actually came out in 2016. So you got to look it up on Tubi. But anyway, so I want to talk about how we need to be very prayerful and very discerning when it comes to dating as a single woman or either a single man, especially if you are seeking to get married and you want your marriage to be ordained. Number one is our problem is we try to take over the marriage and we try to handle every single thing by ourselves when God is the center. If the God is the center in our life, and then God should be the center in our marriage, right? Right. So really, these two couples, they were married, they had a daughter, and the husband lost his job. And that's when the relationship starts going the opposite way, and everything started going haywire. So the wife did not approve. There were some characteristics that I seen as the woman that was playing the wife, and I just want to talk about that too, as well as husband. Even though, they did get separated, and the husband found the love of his life. He found the person that fitted him, because his current wife, the one that he got separated from, was not. And we know sometimes we fall into those relationships. Well, she was definitely not supported when she found out her husband lost her job. And I said I won't go try to go into full details, but I just wanted to clarify and give some tips on this. She found out that, he wasn't working, and she was complaining about how she was going to have to take up the slack. She was pretty much just putting him down, no encouragement, not being his backbone, not being prayerful. So I'm just like, oh, I said, I think that some of us as women, now not all of us, and I'm not one of them either, we take it too far when we know that the man is the provider and he is the caretaker. But when you say I do, you both are one. So whatever he's going through, you as a wife got to take on. So beating him down, discouraging him, complaining about money, complain about you can't go shopping anymore, complain about, oh, now I got to pick up the slack and I got to pay the bills. Hold up. Seems like a worldly marriage to me. Don't seem like a godly marriage. And so as I'm watching the movie, I'm like, wrong thing to do as a wife, because, as a woman of God and as a man of God who is actually preparing to be a spouse to someone in the future, you got to already act like you are the wife, and you got to act like that you're the man got to act like he's the husband, like now, before he even goes into that, because trust and believe God is watching. If he knows that you're not ready and you still have some of those characteristics, those self characteristics, like I'm gonna do what I want to do and this and this and that, he gonna let you know, now you ain't ready, so I'm gonna hold you up a little bit longer because you're not ready. So I'm looking at her characteristics, and she was like, I gotta pick up the slack. To be honest, I'm gonna tell you this one piece in the movie. She actually got somebody else to pay the bills, and it was another man. Wrong thing to do. I want y'all to watch the movie if y'all haven't seen it. So I ain't gonna tell y'all nothing else. But as I was looking at the characteristics of her as a wife, I was like, you should be praying and covering your husband. You should ask your husband, is there anything that he needs to do? You should be praying that he, seeks himself and seeks God in the next level of job or the next career that he needs to do. So he was without a job for a while, and then of course he went to drinking, and of course he was a man of faith. So even though he was going through, he was still talking to God while he was going through, just like all of us do. Sometimes we have strayed away and we're going through, and and that don't mean we don't love God. They don't mean we don't have conversations with God or whatever. But while we're going through, we're asking God, wow, God, will you want me to do this and this and that? And even in that time, even in his sorrow, he realized that his wife wasn't the wife for him. And he actually met someone else. The way that God set it up, he met someone else. But, even before that, the wife, asked for the divorce. And she did get married to his best friend. That's all I'm gonna say, y'all. I know I told y'all like two little pieces to the movie. The movie is Hope, and it's on Tubi. But even in his sorrow, he found out like that's not love. Like, she does not really, really love me. All she cares about is she was caring about me working consistently. This is the thing, when tough times come in, whether that's the wife or the husband, you got to be there, and you got to be there to have the backbone for your spouse. Because when you said I do to God, you said I do to God first, and then you said I do to each other. So therefore you got to have each other's backbone. So, if he didn't have any money, she was just like, oh, you need to get out, you need to do something, like, you pitiful, saying discouraging words, putting the husband down. And it could be vice versa. It could be the husband doing the wife like that too. But in this case, it was the moral of the story is that they really was not meant to be with each other. But that situation had to happen to open up his eyes and open up her eyes as well. Did she stay married to the best friend? Yeah, she did. But the whole point of it is, as a wife, and you have to be that backbone. You can't just run out and say, oh, he doing bad, I ain't finna put up with this. You said for better or for worse. You said to death do us part. What he takes on, you take on. What you take on, he take on. So, just talking about the characteristics of a godly woman and a wife to be, you got to already be walking in this. And I shared this actually a couple of months ago on my podcast, and even on my YouTube channel too as well, about relationships. So we actually did speak upon relationships some when I was doing one of my videos, because I know coming into 2023, I've been studying more, and God's been speaking to me more about the things to do as a wife, and vice versa, and it had me sharing different nuggets and things about relationships with a man and a woman. So what I'm saying is that you really got to know without a doubt that you're ready for marriage, and you got to be prayerful about who fits with you and everything, because you can't just be in it because you want the benefits. Oh, I just want the benefit. Well, he's the man. And also we have outside voices. So this woman had outside voices that was supposed to be her friend, saying, well, he's the man and he's supposed to, and make sure you shouldn't have to lift a finger and do nothing. Wrong. You're a wife. If you say you want to be a Proverbs 31 woman, but some of y'all may not have said that, but you say you want to be a wife, you got to do your part. I'm going to just say that. You got to make sure you're being that wife to that husband. I just wanted to share this with you all. But anyway, go watch the movie. Some of y'all might have seen it or heard of it, or if you have not seen it, it's called Hope, and it's on Tubi. And I just begin to just look at the different characteristics and different attributes of her, because of course, as women, you're looking. So my attention is on her and her characteristics and her personality, and I was looking at how she was acting towards him as a wife. And I'm like, oh, so some of our mindsets are, oh, we don't got to do nothing because we the woman. Wrong. You should be covering. You should be praying. You should have a discerning. You should uplift your spouse. Whatever he's going through, you're going through it too. But like I said too, even in this situation, this had to open up his eyes. And evidently, it definitely opened up her eyes to know that she wasn't a good fit for him either. But to go on and get separated and marry his best friends, that's what some people do. But that was meant to happen. You know why? Because she wasn't the right fit for him. So I just wanted to share that little piece on relationships, you guys, before I go. I hope you have a great Saturday. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will talk to you on the next video. Bye.